make a commitment, renew your commitment to Holy Family through grace, gratitude, and generosity. And I want to invite Jane and Scott Lauderman to come up now and share with you their witness to how they have engaged with Holy Family and how they've witnessed to grace, gratitude, generosity, and mercy.
So 3 years ago, we were looking for a church for our family. Scott grew up Catholic, and I grew up Episcopalian, and we were both confirmed in our faiths, but we had not done a good job about finding a permanent church for our family. We knew this was something missing in our life, and we knew that we wanted our 12-year-old son to have the positive experience of being part of a church and bringing God into our daily lives. Our son expressed a desire to become Catholic, and we began to look at Catholic churches.
So we were undergoing this process of thinking about churches. Actually went to church once. And all of a sudden, a friend of ours, the Gibbs family, called us and told us there was an opening at Holy Family School. So it was as if this door opened for us. And I have to tell you, my first thought was hesitation. And that hesitation lasted for several days. We talked about it as a family until ultimately I made the call to Dr. Frank Monahano, went to visit with him. We met for about 30 minutes. And at the end of it, he said, "We would love to have your family here." He didn't say, "We would love to have your son. We'd love to have you." He said, "We would love to have your family here." And so the journey continues. Once we joined the parish, Cambria and Monsignor, everybody was incredibly supportive whenever we reached out to them. The Panettes that run the RCIA program, which my son enrolled in, very, very supportive. And Ramon Barreras, who led the youth RCIA program. So we met hundreds of friends. We made hundreds of new friends once we joined, ultimately. And I have to say, one of my old friends sums up sort of the graciousness and the kindness that we received once we joined the parish. When I met him, and it had been many years, and I said, "Well, we've joined Holy Family. My son's at Holy Family School." And he knew it had been a while since I'd been to church, and he reached out to me with his hand. He gave me a big smile and said, "Welcome back."
So I want to say one of the most meaningful experiences for our family was when our son, went through the RCIA program and was confirmed at Easter Vigil. It was incredibly meaningful to us. So joining the Holy Family community really has changed our lives. It's a very special place for our family. As Scott said, we enjoy all the wonderful people we have met who welcomed us. We feel that God has a daily presence in our lives, which we really didn't have before. And there is something very unique and special. And I always heard about this from people that I knew that went here, but until you're here, you don't realize how special it is here. So today, our son is a happy freshman at a Catholic high school, Loyola High School, along with some of his Holy Family school friends. We thank God for bringing us to Holy Family because it has given a lot of happiness to us. I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting here at a Mass and tears have come to my eyes, thinking about how lucky we are that we found Holy Family. So we are grateful, and that's why we support Holy Family, because we want it to continue to give many other families the spiritual home it has given to us. And we feel that that's just one of the small ways that we can give back to Holy Family because of what it's given to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott and Jane, for that beautiful testimonial I'm listening to these testimonies. We're having parishioners speak at most of the masses this weekend, and I have to tell you that I'm listening to the testimony and reflecting on it in a different way than I might have a week ago. And I think that the events in Paris on Friday and also in Beirut earlier this week, not to mention all of the violence that's going on in the Middle East, just really brought it home to me how lucky and how incredibly blessed we all are to belong to this extraordinary community of Holy Family. And where we witness visibly, we do our very best to witness to the values of the gospel of Jesus Christ, the values of mercy, inclusion, love, compassion, hope, faith, which are so antithetical to what the driving forces are behind the forces really of darkness, of those few fanatics that can wreak so much havoc and darkness in so many parts of the world. And so it's terribly important that communities of love in Jesus Christ, like Holy Family, stand together in solidarity with those values, taking those values out into the world, like the stars in the firmament. And Daniel's that beautiful reading from Daniel we heard earlier. We need to be like the stars, being the light of the world to counter the darkness that's there. And it's only through love, through compassion, through inclusion, through mercy that we can possibly overcome those forces of darkness. So it's with that I ask you to stand together as a community and to pledge anew, to renew your pledge to this great community of your time, your talent, your treasure, which is what makes us what we are. We're a community because of you. We wouldn't be a community if it was just the priests or the lay leadership or people who are doing a few things. It's because of all of you. We are the body of Christ together. So that means that I have to now shift gears into a slightly more mundane level of detail, and that is to invite those of you who've not yet been able to complete the commitment card. And thank you if you've already sent yours in or you've brought it with you today. You should have received this in the mailing if you're a registered parishioner that you got earlier this week. If not, there are cards in the pew holders in front of you. And so I'd now invite one member of each household to take one of the commitment cards and complete that on behalf of your household as a sacrificial offering to support, continue to support and to help Holy Family to be the flourishing community that it is. And you'll see on the commitment card that there's a place there to indicate your weekly offering. Of course, many of you prefer to give on a monthly or even bi-weekly basis. It's really up to you, whatever works for your household. And if you prefer to give in a different way than weekly, you can indicate that in that line that says other. There are many, many ways in which you can make your pledge to Holy Family through, many of you prefer